What is up, boyos? It is Water Buffalo Man here, and you're back for more ARK Survival Ascended. Alright, you could probably hear the tone in my voice a little bit. We had something pretty devastating happen to the save file. Not of Ark Island, as you can see. We're on Ark Island right now. The whole island map. So, I was prepping for the Broodmother, right? Woke up this morning, I don't know, maybe an hour or two ago. I just talked the dog out. An hour or two ago, I'm sitting there trying to like level it up, get everything prepped and readied for the boss battle, so we're good to go. Because that was the plan for today, for the Broodmother fight. And then not even, I don't know, 20 minutes into it, all of a sudden the power goes out. I'm assuming the power went out. I could not honestly even tell you what happened. Because all of a sudden, 1 minute I'm playing, and then the next minute I kind of just, the power blips out. And my game relaunches, my whole system relaunches, and I got, hang on a second, I gotta sneeze. As I'm saying that, I don't have to sneeze anymore. But my whole game, like, shut down and restarted, the PC and all. And the reason I know the power went out instead of, like, the computer crashing itself is because of the fact that I have an iPhone and an Apple Watch, right? So they're linked together. And I got a notification that my Apple Watch was charged up to 100%. My Apple Watch was charged last night. Like, it was fully charged last night. I got that notification last night too, so I know for a fact it was charged. But so I got that notification, right? And that all that does is just tells me that my watch is 100% charged. I got that last night. And then this morning, when this whole crash system happened, the power went out for a minute, if that, not even. 30 seconds at most, if that. Like, I don't even know if I want to go that far. Maybe half a second? It was not long. Like, it was to the point where my computer was on, my computer was off, my computer was back on. It happened so fast. I know it wasn't 30 seconds, but it just felt really weird that the way it happened. So my first instinct was I looked at the computer. I'm like, okay, was it overheating? Turned the computer back on, no heat issues, nothing. Or the computer turned back on, no heat issues, nothing. So I'm sitting there going, okay, are all my cables connected? Is there any issues with, like, faulty wiring? Is my power... I did everything computer-wise to check that. Wasn't my computer. And then, as I was sitting there doing these, my phone goes off, so I thought maybe it was like the wife or something. I looked down at the phone. It's my phone telling me that my Apple Watch is fully charged again. Which, the only way your phone tells you that, for those of you that know anything about, like, iPhones and whatnot, or how just Apple Watches entirely, is the only reason they truthfully tell you that kind of stuff is if the, the watch gets taken off the charger and put back on the charger. So that tells me that my Apple Watch lost connectivity, so lost internet, or not internet, I'm sorry, lost electricity for a little bit, and then got re-put back on the internet, or why do I keep saying internet? The electricity. So it recharged my Apple Watch, which triggers the system to tell me, hey, your Apple Watch is fully charged. So in it telling me that my Apple Watch was fully charged, I happened to find out that the power went out. That's what my telltale sign was, that the power went out and that it wasn't a just random computer crash. Because of the fact that the power went out and back on long enough to trigger my Apple Watch to tell me that the power was out. That I lost. And the weirdest thing is that the Apple Watch is on the other side of the house, too. So that's what kind of threw me off, and that's a big notice to me that the power flickered for half a second, because the Apple Watch is legitimately 2 rooms away, and this turned off and turned back on, so that tells me that the whole building lost power for a minimal amount of time, but it was enough to trigger that into turning off and back on again. So, moral of the story, I don't know what the plan is for the series right now. We have no way to access the island. The file's completely corrupted. There's nothing left there. I can't do anything with it. I can't pull it back up. Anytime I try to launch it, it crashes. The backups in it are bugged too. Those are gone. I have no access to absolutely anything. Yeah, I know that's the boss Giga. I'm gonna go see if I can fight him. How much damage he'll do to me, even with my armor, with my fire protection on. I want to see how much damage he hits for. Oh, he hits pretty hard. He hits really hard. Yep. Yeah, I can't take him. He gets way too hard for me, just solo at least. I need mutations. But yeah, so I was sitting there trying to figure out what to do. Like, I tried multiple different things. I've tried different backups, trying to get different backups out, which I don't have them anyway because it's single player. I lost the backups, I lost everything. But I looked online, I looked in through all my save files, I legitimately looked everywhere. I've got no clue how to save that game, so we've come down to two options, right? Well, there's more than two options, technically, but I can narrow it down to two options. One of the two things we could do is absolutely start a new series and run it from there, which that may be the Scorched Earth. I jump straight into Scorched and we play that, or I jump back into this map and continue to play this one until Rag drops, or like there's a multitude of things we could do. Or and the reason I don't want to re-jump back into the island is you got to look at it from this standpoint. Each time I play the island, right, each video is about an hour to 2 hours worth of work, give or take. Let's just say some are a little smaller, some are longer. You probably understand that, but sometimes a video, if the video is like 30 to 40 minutes, you got to think I put in probably an hour into gameplay, because not everything's perfect the first time. I'm far from perfect when it comes to that, so it takes me a while to get everything right. And then you got to assume that something is going to bug out, which 9 times out of 10 happens. Are these trank arrows? They are, okay. Where did that snow owl go? But you got to think something's going to bug out, something's going to go wrong, I'm going to fail an attempt, like everything. And the worst part of it is legitimately the last video we ended off on, we had just finished everything. I had everything prepped and readied. I had started to grind up some of the low tier loot that we have, the Ascendant loot, and I was absolutely ready to go. Like, there was no question I was ready to take on the next boss, or the first boss, should I say. Like, I was super stoked, ready to take on the Broodmother on Alpha. But the reason I don't want to dive back into the island is because of the fact, again, like I said, it's going to take forever. It's at least 24 hours plus a gameplay to get me back to where I was. Because if not, I'm going to have to do one of two things for that series to come back to where it was. I'm going to have to spawn in a character, give me max level, 105, all my stats to where I was. Then I'm going to have to get all the creatures I had, which would just be me spawning them in, which I don't believe is a fair way to do it. And then I would have to hopefully get similar stats, breed up a full army, or just spawn in a bunch of them fully imprinted, which I probably could do. Give myself all the artifacts back, rebuild my base. I'm not going to get all the loot back we had, there's no way. But there's a list of things we would have to do, which I could do, but it would take some time. I'll be straight with it. It will take some time. So we have one of two options. I can start another small series. So map kind of like Gigark Island, which isn't a small series per se, but it's another series I could end up running through. I could finish this series more or less, because this was supposed to be a streaming only series, which, seeing as to what happened, that may actually change. Or we could start Scorched Earth and jump into that until Ragnarok drops, and then Rag being the official new series. Because the Ultimate Arc is pretty much gone right now. With the way that kind of crashed, we legitimately lost anything tied to it. So, like I said, the only thing I could do, I don't have any of the Ascensions like I was close to getting. I don't have anything. Like, those are the only two options, but I'm going to do a poll here on the channel, and I'm going to leave as well for you guys in the description to make a decision what you guys would like to see done next, because that kind of really does throw a wrench into things. Because the plan was to keep us running this series until the Ultimate Arc series, until Rag dropped, and then run it from there until like the remainder of the series, like the remainder of the maps continue to drop. We were just going to continue to run the Ultimate Arc, right? But having that kind of corrupt and get destroyed. I almost said flop. It kind of didn't flop. It did. When it got corrupt, like, there's no way I could save it. I've tried everything. Like, I have no other clue. I'm waiting till my buddy gets on who does a lot of IT stuff, so maybe he could figure out, like, an additional backup that I don't know where it is, because I've looked everywhere. I've looked through all my backup files. I've looked... Maybe there's, like, a deep internal save somewhere that I could pull back up, or I truthfully don't even know anything else what we can do. There's probably not, and I'm probably just overthinking. But the series is probably done for the Ultimate Arc on that. I just need to know what you guys would like to see done. Because I could jump into Scorched for a bit. I could jump, because Rag is probably a month and 2 weeks away. So there's definitely enough time for us to do stuff. Or we could just continue to do this Gig Arc Island series until that happens, which I wouldn't be opposed to, but I do know for a fact that there's a lot to do on this. Oh, why are you attacking me? I stole a Quetzal leg, not a Rhino. I mean, like I said, I could take this series on and just continue going with this, which I'm, again, fine with. It's not an issue. It's just kind of a little disheartening that I put all that effort into the Island series and I was into the Ultimate Arc series and I felt really good about our chances. Like, better than the Astraeus chances. Or, I mean, realistically, I could try to go back to Astraeus. I could do that too, because we still haven't beaten Natrix. So, because like I said, I still have the Astraeus series up. Like, that is still saved. I just got to put all the mods back in so everything loads the proper way, but... I could go back to Astraeus. That's an option. That is definitely a viable option. I just gotta figure out what you guys are interested in seeing. But I just wanted to give you guys that quick update on that. I honestly don't have an idea what needs to be done. So, but thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys back here for something once we figure out what we want to get done. So thank you guys. And I will see you guys next time.